check. K6USY, Delta Mike is 06. Check. There we go. K6USY, Delta Mike 06. Any Bozos on frequency yet? K6USY.
K6USY, K60JM.
Yeah, good evening. I can hear you down here. K6USY down here in Fresno.
Very good. I'm just checking the rig out after many years being off the air. Just hope it's working on Bozo 161.
Yeah, it's definitely working. See, you said 161. Where are you located?
Modesto.
Oh, wow. That's a good haul. Yeah, I'm doing 75 watts from a pair of hoe loops up on my roof here in Fresno, so I'm not even directional.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got 28 elements or something up there correctly down that direction. And 100 watts.
Okay, yeah, you're S0 on my meter, but you're this being so quiet, I can hear you just fine. So Q5 on the audio, and I'm just fired up the live stream for the mic system, and I got him pointed south, and you're still making it into him no problem off the backside. So yeah, you'll have no problem checking in later.
Okay, thanks.
Good deal. Do you know that we live stream on YouTube?
Yes, I do. Thanks.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you'll be able to monitor the net and what direction Mike is pointed. K6USY.
K6USY, WA6AJ.
Good evening.
Good evening, Aaron.
Oh, Bill hasn't turned the juice on yet.
He's saving electricity.
Well, somebody's got to do it. Yeah, I just talked to Bozo 161 up there in.
Neither does Mike.
No, Bill is doubling with me.
Double, triple, okay.
Yeah, I was just talking to Bozo 161 up there in Modesto, so pretty good propagation tonight.
Yeah, I wonder where that guy was. What's he running for an antenna?
I think he said 100 watts and a little beam in his backyard. I was just looking at it on Google. It's not up very high, but he does have, 23, 24 elements or something like that pointed this direction, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I could hear him. It wasn't anything rock crushing, but if I had any noise, I wouldn't have heard him.
Yeah, fortunately, this is a quiet band, so go ahead, Mike.
Me or Mikey's here? I didn't hear.
You. Yeah, Mikey's not here yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just got here. Where was, what's the guy's call up there?
Kilo 6, Oscar, Juliet, Mike, Bozo 161 up in Modesto.
Okay. Yeah, I got to swing my antenna up north.
Yeah, I mean, I put my call sign down, and he came right back to me, and when he told me where he was, I was like, oh, wow, my little hole loops are working pretty good tonight.
I got a good signal here. No problem in Visalia.
Well, I could throw a rock at you, Bill.
Almost.
Yeah, band's pretty quiet tonight down here, but Mike's station at first was pointed north, and he's going to get hammered by Beale later.
Oh, you mean the radar there?
Yeah, he's up high enough and has enough gain that whenever he points north, he gets all that popping and crackling.
Can you hear it, Aaron, right now?
Nope. No, it's nice and quiet on my station, but, I'm a lot lower and omnidirectional.
Yeah, I get the radar every once in a while, but not right now.
What's really fun is when you get the sweeping radar, I can hear it on my station sweep, and then I'll hear it on Mike's station sweep like half a second later. I can actually tell that it's going around in a 360 because Mike and I are far enough apart from each other. It'll go through my receiver and then it'll go through his. Let's see here. I was just checking. The station in Modesto is 90 miles away from my house. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
That means you got a working mobile, Aaron.
Yeah, maybe.
Years ago, Aaron, there used to be a Mayflower guy I used to talk to on 6 meters. Maybe leaving San Francisco, and I'd talk to him for a long time. He was coming down this way, and he had a good signal, but he had a kilowatt on 6 meters with a generator in his Mayflower thing. Go ahead.
Well, very good. Yeah, I don't hear it very often, but I used to catch guys on I-5 all the time on 2-meter simplex, and you could talk to those guys for hours, because I-5 is slightly elevated there over on the the west side, and you could talk to those guys for a long time.
I don't think anybody's on 2 meters anymore.
Yeah, there's some local guys here. You just got to know where to find them. There's some frequencies where people hide out. And then there's also a group of guys that are speaking Spanish all the time. I just avoid them.
I was watching the QSB on your signal there. You're going up and down. That must be an inversion layer.
Yeah, we do have a lot of heat coming.
More coming. Plus, there's been a bunch of activity on the sun. I was watching that guy today. We got buku stuff coming into the geomagnetic storm right now. It's pretty big.
Yeah, 6 was a little active earlier, and on Monday I worked Hawaii, North Carolina, and Tennessee on 6 meters for the first time. I worked 3 new states back to back to back. That was just a rarity.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, I've been waiting to get Hawaii, but the openings in that direction hadn't been good enough, but I was finally able to get one, and he confirmed it.
That's good. Hey, success coming back here. I remember years ago, every New Year's, for about 3 or 4 years in a row, I worked Hawaii, just like clockwork. I mean, you go out New Year's morning, and there the guy was. I don't hear anything, haven't heard much since.
Yeah, one of my favorite experiences of working in Hawaii a couple of years ago. I was over in Pismo, and everybody else went to bed, and I took my 705 out to the beach. which of course, can only do 10 watts. And I set up for 20 meters and, started calling CQ, and this guy from Hawaii came back, S5. He gave me an S9 signal, and when I told him I was running 10 watts on the beach, he was floored. So that was pretty good propagation between California and Hawaii, and probably helped that I was sitting next to the ocean, but still, that was a lot of fun. 10 watts all the way out to Hawaii, and he gave me an S9 signal report.
That's not like the time I was working in Japan and forgot to turn my amplifier on. I worked 200 contacts, and every one of them they were giving me 20/9 reports on 6 meters. I worked at least 200 guys, and I looked down and I hadn't turned my amp on.
Well, if you turned the amp on, you would have been knocking them out of their chair.
Well, back then I just run in a single 4X250, plus I can't remember if I had the 41000 too, but I had push buttons on the thing. At 10 watts, I punched the one button on the rack, and it kicked the 4X250 on. I pushed the other button, and it kicked the 41000 on.
He's a two-button sixer.
There he is. K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Yeah, I hear you. I've been listening for a few minutes here. We might keep an ear out for KB6 RQU. He was on 2 meters last night, I think, and I thought maybe he'll come in here and join us on 432 tonight. So let's keep an ear out. Bill, you would be the first to hear him, probably even off the back of the beam. KB6RQU, K6MYC, and the Bozo Net, over. Nothing so far. Good evening, Bill.
Good evening, Mikey. I got the antenna coming around. I'll leave it towards his direction.
Good evening, Mike.
Oh, that sounds like the other Mike.
The Southern Clovis, or the Eastern Clovis Mike.
Okay, this is Mike E. in Froyant, or in Feingold Creek is the name of the new town I'm creating here.
Got your own town. That's the way to do it.
Who's the mayor?
Well, I'm the mayor and Judy's mayorette.
Good, you can charge all the taxes you want.
Yeah. I'm going to raise the taxes just like they're going to do it. They do it in Hawaii. They just raised the the tourist tax on hotels to 11%, and that'll be about the end of. They're doing it to be more green. They're going to use the money to enhance the Green New Deal and make the climate change go away.
Good luck.
KJ6TY1009.
I got you, Ron. I'm struggling here. So, here's a pen. I finally found a pen. They get moved around on this table. Good evening to you, Ron. You're sounding strong.
Thank you.
So they raised the hotel tax to 11%, but they already cut down the number of towels they give you and the soap and all that stuff.
Well, you don't need soap in Hawaii. You just wash in the ocean.
Yeah, a little salt won't hurt anything.
Absolutely. It cures everything. Yeah, it's so funny. You should have seen the mayor or the governor of Hawaii. He was standing up there explaining how this was going to help, and his conversation is classic. If you watch it, classic Democrator. He's taking lessons from Kamala.
Probably. Hey, see, Ford, they're giving cars away right now, is what I heard. They're about bankrupt.
Who is Hawaii?
No, Ford, United States.
Who told you that?
Where else? eBay. I mean, no, what do you call it? YouTube.
And what do they say about the United States? We're bankrupt?
No, they say Ford is trying to unload a bunch of cars. They got so many that's sitting on lots. They showed pictures of these dealers and everything. They got him parked. They got him parked in other people's parking lots. They don't know what to do with them. They got so many of them.
Well, somebody must have misjudged their market, huh?
Well, that's kind of what they were saying. Plus, the economy's not all that swift, and the banks are not lending money like they used to quite as easy.
KM6SRR.
Hello.
Hello, Rob.
Good evening, guys. Bill on Ford, is that electric vehicles they're giving away?
I don't know. I couldn't believe I was getting ready to go eat, and they were talking about that. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. I don't know how they're going to give any cars away, but they showed one Chevrolet dealer with a big sign up, we're not giving cars away, we're not going bankrupt or something.
Yeah, it's probably just a phrase they're using, giving them away, meaning they're giving good discounts. Well, what else is new?
What they ought to do is have buy one, get one free.
Yeah, if that was on electric vehicles, they can keep them as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, you wouldn't want one of them in your garage.
Yeah, much less two of them.
That's a big 10-4 rubber duck.
Okay, Mike, thanks. KM6SR, number 432, make it official. I've been listening. I don't know who else we got in here. 1079, 1100, 161, 727, 800, 1009.
I don't think 61 is in here. Who's 161?
I was talking to him, Mike, before the net. He's up in Modesto.
Would that be OJM? K6 OJM, Aaron?
Yeah, I was looking it up real quick. Yeah, I put my call sign out before the net, and he came right back to me. That's not bad. He's 90 miles away.
Yeah, really good.
Let me give RQU a call. WB6, KB6RQU, 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 AA6S, over.
When you talked to him last night, Rob, did he say anything about 432? I think he's functional, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. He didn't say anything about it. The only thing he said is he doesn't know if he'll be able to hang around that long when we were telling him we'll get to him right after Nevada. So I don't know. I guess he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Well, from what?
I don't know. It just doesn't sound like he's all that cooperative. I don't know. I did get his microphone thing spoken for. Daryl's interested in it.
Yeah, I heard you mention that. Okay, 432 Bozo Net, guys. Anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley here? And then I'll make a little announcement about the June contest activity. K6MYC Bozo Net.
Try again. K6OJM, Modesto, but I'm north.
K6OJM, is that you? I forgot the handle again, damn it.
Yeah, that was Brian. Yes, that was me, and 161.
What was the handle?
Brian, over.
Oh, Brian, okay. Yeah, we got you. Brian, you're a little weak, of course, off the backside, but thank you for checking in. And we had you because you had talked to Aaron earlier. Aaron was quite pleased with his whole loop contact with you 90 miles away there, over.
Do it now. Thanks, guys. Get the rig back on the air here after many years.
Okay, Okay, well, I was hoping to get more people on frequency here, but I'll pass it on anyway, and we'll have to say it many times probably. On this Saturday night thing that I usually do during the contest, Saturday night, and we usually start at 7:30 on 222, and then we go to 432, and then we do 1296. The three difficult bands. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to start at 7 o'clock, a half hour early on 2 meters to kind of re-stimulate everybody and get them thinking. And then at 7:30, we'll go to 220. At 7:45 or 8 o'clock, whenever we get done with the 220 group, we'll go to 1296. So what I'm going to do is move 1296 earlier so we're still in daylight for 1296 and see if we get better propagation that way. Over. And I'm talking to nobody, and I'm just listening for comments. And then 432 will be last. But 432 isn't as bothered by the time of day. It seems like doesn't matter when we get 432. We always get good participation. Anyway, the only change really is a change of sequence, and I'm going to add 2 meters, mostly just to get people tuned up that may have missed us through the day or hadn't heard or whatever, and just remind them we're going to go to 222. Because that's not a very popular band to be on a lot, so let them know that there's a half-hour window where they can work a bunch of people if they pay attention. K6MYC, Bozo Net, Central California, 432, and I'm looking for more check-ins here up and down the valley.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
So we may or may not stream it. I am tentatively planning on roving that weekend, and so I might be down in the Mojave Desert working K6MI in like 4 different grids. But I might be wrapped up. Well, I hope to be wrapped up by then, and would be able to run the stream. But I'll let you know as things get closer. But my tentative plan right now is to go out to the desert. I'm going to take I'm going to have nine bands with me, and I'm going to work 4 grids and work John on in 4 different grids on 9 bands. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, so you're going to be the designated rover. Very good. Well, no worries. I really don't think I mean, it'd be fun to stream, but I think it could lend itself to illegitimate contact. So guys really not making it, but talking it as a contact. I don't know. It may not be an issue, but either way, we'll take it.
The main thing is that it lets people know what direction you're pointed. That's the big thing. So, but as I said, we'll see what happens. I might end up spending the night down there, and then so I could run the live stream from like a hotel room or something. But we'll figure it out when it gets a little bit closer. K6USY.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's the option anyway, and we'll start at 7. But if you started late on 2 meters, it wouldn't make any difference, and we'll announce maybe by the weekend, this coming weekend, and that Monday, Tuesday night, and Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we'll have almost all the bands to announce it on, and most of those guys have 432 anyway. So if we announce the 2 meter start at 7 o'clock, I think it'll get remembered by a few anyway.
Yeah, my other option is to finish the day up at Johns Hill, and then I'd be able to work you guys from DMO5 on a couple different bands. So we'll figure it out when it gets closer, but I got some options.
Yeah, are you going to take more than just the 5 watts from the 705?
Well, I'll have the 705 for 6 meters, and then I'm going to be using the 905. So yeah, I'm going to be limited in power, but of course, working John from the Mojave Desert, I'm only going to be like 20, 25 miles away. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I will have beams on the lower 3 bands, but I will be limited in power.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. We'll talk about it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Do we have one more weekend after that? I guess we got 2 weekends yet. So we've got another week beside this. It's not the following weekend after this one, is it?
Well, it's the 14th and the 15th. Yeah, so we got this weekend and then next weekend, and then, because this weekend's the 31st, and then we have the 7th, and then the contest is on the 14th.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to get through June quicker. I keep thinking the contest is coming up quick, but that's all right. That'll give us plenty of time to keep announcing and re-announcing this, the thing I do on Saturday night. And I could stop that any time if people don't like it, but it seems to be pretty popular. Over.
Oh yeah, I like it because when I operate from home, it gets people pointed this direction. So, but yeah, have the opportunity to go roving unless the weather is terrible. If the weather is, if it's gonna be 130, then I'm probably not gonna do it. So we'll see what happens.
What are you, some kind of a pansy?
I'll just bring a bucket of ice water.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Let's see. QRZ 432 Bozo Net. We're just rambling on here, making noise, waiting for people to show up. K6MYC. We're not getting very many people here tonight. Where's all the course gold clowns? I didn't mean clowns. I mean bozos. Just for general information, and he hasn't asked me or told me not to tell anybody, but Frank has been really quiet because he's having his teeth and his mouth worked on with respect to getting some new dentures. And he's having some trials and tribulations. They thought they were ready to start making a mold of his mouth so they could make a set of teeth for him, and they put the rubber in there and they waited for the rubber to set up so they could get the mold, and when they pulled the rubber out, it broke another tooth in his mouth, so they had to pull that tooth. So he's just having no end of fits here. He'll probably be hoping to get him back on the air by maybe Sunday night. We can get him back on and join in the group again. Maybe he'll be able to talk. Over.
So what you're telling us is he's going to pull a Bill Cosby on us then, right?
What is a Bill Cosby?
He does that skit about trying to talk while the dentist is working on his teeth. Sounds real funny.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. He did a couple of good ones. I remember the other one about tonsils. He had his tonsils out, and the nurse came in and said, would you like anything? And he's got a sore throat, and ice cream. I want some ice cream. Ever hear that one?
I don't remember it, but that's my kind of guy.
Yeah. The other one was a classic line where he's talking about Noah's Ark, and Noah's out there, been told by God to collect all the animals 2 by 2, and he gets in there and he's got the ark built, but he's got starting to collect the animals. And he finally gets so pissed off because it's just getting nightmarish, and he's just working his butt off. And he's complaining, and he said, the rabbits, look at the rabbits. He said, I brought 2 in, now I got a whole bunch of them. They're just multiplying. What the? And he's going on to this rampage, and all of a sudden, out of the sky, you hear, Noah. What do you want? What do you want? Noah, how long can you tread water? Complaining and get on with the ark. You didn't hear that one either, Rob?
I may have, but it's probably been older where I've forgotten. I just remember the Fat Albert one that he did too, and that dentist one. KM6SR, back to net.
Yeah. Well, I always got a kick out of Noah. How long can you tread water? You have to come up with that kind of stuff.
I don't know, but he had a good knack for it, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, the good one. Yeah, he had several good bits. Okay, well, we're not getting any more takers here. KB6RQU, where are you, Rick? We're passing you up if you don't check in here. And I know we're not going to get in Tascadero, in Tascadero or out of it, or a Tascadero. What do you think, Bill? Do you think we're going to get a Tascadero tonight? Where'd Bill go?
Past his bedtime.
Oh, maybe he's trying to work Ralph somewhere.
Now you caught me in the other room. Hey, success. I'll give him a shout.
Where are you pointed? You're almost unreadable.
Well, let me turn this thing back on. Yeah, I had the amp off. I was in the other room. Yeah, I'm pointed towards Tom.
Oh, okay, you didn't enjoy the Cosby routines?
Enjoy the what?
The Bill Cosby routines. I was just giving him a couple of classic lines from some of his bits. Over.
Yeah, halfway. I was looking for a schematic in the other room there, and I could hear you guys talking. I wasn't paying much attention. Let me give Ron a call.
Go ahead.
Was that Ron or Tom?
W6QUI, W6QUI.
And answer your question.
QUI, W6QUI, AA6S, over.
Yep.
W6QUI, W6QUI, AA6S.
I hear nothing but crickets, Bill, so we'll let that go for tonight. I'll go on up and turn toward KW6 Sugar in Santa Cruz, over.
Yeah, that's where I pointed now. I'm saying KW6S, 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 AA6S, over. KW6S, KW6S, AA6S. KW6S, KW6S, AA6S.
What happened? Did I switch to lower sideband, or did he? Are you copying me okay?
Yeah, I was just looking at the radio to see which part of the band you're on.
Well, I didn't change anything, did I?
No, you're still on upper sideband, a little bleed over to lower.
Yeah, Bill, somehow bumped the knob. You're on lower sideband, Bill. You're on lower sideband. Let's see, KW6S, Tom, are you in there? I think I'm pointed right for you. KW6S, K6MYC.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo, Fox 982.
There he is. Howdy, Daryl.
Howdy, howdy.
I'm not hearing Tom in there. Anybody check the live stream and see where I'm pointed? What does this read, Judy? I think I'm pointed right. I'm at 278. That should be close enough for Tom, and also AF6 United. AF6 United. How about you, Lee? K6MYC. Bill calling. Bill, you want to call Tom again? I think Bill bumped the amp again. He's not there. I can't hear him. Anybody hear Bill?
Not me, KM6SR.
I don't hear him.
What'd you say, Mike? Is he in there? Maybe you should call him and tell him he's on the wrong sideband, over.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say I don't hear him at all. I'll give him a shout on the phone.
Yeah, because he came up on the wrong sideband. I'm pretty sure he was way off, either that or he's way off frequency. So something went wrong all of a sudden. He bumped the knob or something. And I'll just keep calling for KW6S for a minute or so while you're calling.
Roger.
K6MYC, KD6S, okay.
KD6S, okay. I copy you just fine, Fred. Good evening to you. KD6S, okay. I'm pointed towards Santa Cruz, but I'm going to leave it because we're trying to wake up Tom over there. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's no problem at all. Yeah, you come in just fine at 278 degrees. You're just fine. But Tom's lucky to living on the coast. It's probably much cooler than it is here. You're probably at 100 today too, right?
No, I don't think we even made, well, I think we made 90, 95, but it, you know, it wasn't much different than yesterday.
Yeah, it's probably beat up a lot, so it's starting to cool down now. We've got a breeze going, so that's fine. Anyway, good to hear you. You sound good, and you're fine. Checking it.
Okay. I started to turn up toward you, and all of a sudden your signal went away, so I need a little more chatter from you. Maybe I have you in a null, a first side lobe or something.
Yeah, that's weird. You went away as well. You disappeared completely, so maybe there's something wrong with the controls rotor, or because it's not working like it used to. Because in the past, weeks ago, you used to be dead nuts on, and now it's like you go in Santa Cruz, you come in really strong over here, but it's going over here 280. It's different.
Yeah, you're going up and down like a yo-yo and in and out of multipath flutter. So it's really an odd one here. That's interesting. It isn't even dark yet here yet. Anyway, who knows? We got you anyway, Fred, and hope you have a good weekend. Just to pass it on. Hang on just a second. Going to pass on what we're going to do 2 weeks from now in the contest, Fred. Hopefully we'll get you on in the contest. Saturday night, I'm going to start out at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock in the evening Saturday night. Start out on 144-200 for a half an hour to get people woke up. And then I'm going to go right over to 222. Do 222 at 7:30. And then at quarter to 8 or 8 o'clock, we're going to go right over to 1296 right away. And we get done with 1296, and we'll go over to 432 last. But that should get us some more daylight for 1296, and we shouldn't experience the big fades, Fred. That's the plan for 2 weeks from this weekend, over.
Okay, that sounds good, Mike. Hey, Mike, can I do an early check-in? I'm just starting dinner.
I didn't hear you, Fred. Let me, there's something going on here. You said 3 words and then you went away. So you may have an intermittent or something there, but I just only heard the 3 words as you came back the last time, over. Okay, this should be right at you, Fred. Let's see if this is better. KD6SOK, are you still there? K6MYC.
Yeah, I'm still here, Mike. What's going on? Yeah, you're going in and out. Sometimes you go, I don't hear you at all. Is your power amplifier kicking off?
Oh, everything's fine here. That's just the band. You just get 3 words out and you fade out.
Yeah, same here. You get maybe 3 words out and you completely get, I can't even pull you out of the noise.
Yeah, you're doing it again, going right into the noise from a real solid 5 and 9.
Yeah, you're no better. Actually, it's kind of worse because I can't even, with as much power as you run, you should be able to blast right through it. You're not even making it.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, that's about 800. Anyway, we'll let you go, but I think you copied the plan for 2 weeks, and I'll reiterate that plan several times before the weekend. Hopefully we can get you in there that evening, Saturday evening. If you can keep that clear, you can help us out by making a lot of contacts from your station there since you have all the bands spread over.
Okay, Mike, I will. So I'll say 73, and maybe the band will prove 86, that's okay.
All right, 73, Fred. Sort of looking for KW6S. Tom, are you copying me at all?
1296 is.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think Tom told me last night maybe he wasn't going to be here tonight. I think he's got a social agenda or something. So go ahead and take one, Jim, and I'll bump the antenna a little bit toward you. W6PQL, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, Mike, I wrote down that Tom was going to be gone Thursday, back Sunday.
Not a tremendous signal tonight, but, that has to do with what time of the day it is, I guess. But you're good. I played golf today, scored 83, 83, so it was a pretty good day. The first half went better than the second. That's how it usually goes. I was already 93 after I finished the first half on track to it anyway. All I had to do was bogey out, and that's what I did. I played bogey golf the second half. Boo. But I did get one birdie in there, so that's nice. That was my day. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a pretty good day overall. You kind of can sort of ignore the bogeys and cheer for the birdie, and cheer for the first half and the second half birdie. That'll be what you'll have to do. Anyway, pretty good score overall anyway, so not a bad day. Sounds good. Glad you were able to get out today. I guess it wasn't too hot there, huh?
No, I think the high was something like, let me see. I want to peek at my little meter here, 78, so we were pretty comfortable.
Oh.
There where I was, it was a little warmer, maybe 84, 85, but still okay.
Yeah, really not bad at all. It's just gorgeous out here right now. Temperature's about 85, I guess, and just glorious outside. Anyway, thanks for being there tonight. Might stick around and see if I miss anybody. We should hear Mike in here in a moment. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Mike, are you here? He may be having his late dinner. Let's see, WB6JNN. How about you, Jim?
Mike was here a little bit earlier, Mikey.
Oh, okay. I'll check him in. 775. Thank you.
He says he's still here also.
Who is still here, Fred?
This is a gentleman that Mike in Daly City says he's still here.
Oh, okay. I wonder why I can't hear him. He was booming in here the other night. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Try it again. I'll go a little further north for you, Mike. K6MYC, over.
Mike, he reports that 1029 was in here a little bit earlier, so that's another one you can chalk into the logbook, 1029. Is that right, Mike in Daly City? Yeah, 1029, GYR, Mikey.
What's the call?
Oh, it doesn't matter. They'll look it up for you. It's 1029 is the Bozo number.
I don't recognize the number, and the call sign didn't sound right either. Go ahead. Give me the call sign again, or whatever he thought it was. KE6QR is 177.
1029.
Okay, can you look up 1029?
6GYR, George. called in.
Where's he?
Never called in.
He's never called in before.
Mike up in Daly City, was that George? Well, he called in tonight, Mikey.
Okay. Okay, very good. Well, we'll put him down, 1029. I thank him for that, and hopefully he'll show up for the contest also. When did he call in, and why didn't I hear him?
I don't know.
I can hear Mike in there a little bit now, but he's making such short transmissions, I can't take a chance swinging the beam and missing him. So if he'd make a little longer transmission, I could peek on him, and then he could tell me where George is located.
George is in South San Francisco.
Okay. I don't hear Mike at the moment. Maybe he's not hearing me either, Jim. W6PQL, thanks for the help, and we've got 1029 checked in. He's from South San Francisco, apparently, over.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I would have probably just looked him up on QRZ to see, but it's all done, I suppose.
We have it in the log if you find him. We found him in the log sheets. It's just that we don't have any record of him ever checking in. At least Judy's records show no check-in. Well, she was here the last year, over.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have heard him anyway. Mike says he's vertical.
Okay, well, maybe he'll get on for the contest. It's strange that he would pop up out of nowhere. All right, very good. We're happy to have him anyway. Just wish we could have heard him. All right, let's go back and see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area. We got AB6SR that checked in last night with quite a pleasure to work Stan again out of nowhere. Got KB6BA. We got WB6JNN. We got WB6WMINI. And maybe one or two others that I'm missing there. KT2G hasn't checked in for a long time. He should be in here also. So I don't know who all's going to be helping us out here, but we're really light on the list here tonight. K6MYC, Bozo Net check-ins looking toward the Bay Area, please. Come now.
KB6BA.
Hey, there he is. Hi, Oliver. KB6BA, 900. Good to hear you, over.
Yeah, good evening. Doing pretty well. Temperatures are right about at my liking. Didn't go for a hike today, but I played around in the shack. And I was curious, so I looked at the Bozo Net roster, and there is indeed a George Hennessy, 10-6 Golf Yankee Romeo 1029, so he must have checked in the distant past. K6MIC, KB6BA.
Oh, yeah, probably a little over a year ago based on his number.
Yeah, so anyway, that's about it. I've been playing with RTL SDR, one of those dongles with a wide front end, and it sort of worked, but it's not going to compare to a real radio, of course. K6MIC, KB6BA.
Some of them are awful good, though. They're very sensitive if you don't have a lot of noise, and they have pretty good bandwidth adjustment. So some of those old SDRs can do an amazing job. Okay. Fine and dandy, and we're thanking you for checking in here on 432. I think everybody's running a little late tonight. One more check for the Bay Area, see if there's any other check-ins, please. K6MYC Bozo Net. All right, I'll come back for late checks and missed at the end of the net here. I'll go on up to N6RO in Oakley. Here we go.
Here he comes.
I don't even need to turn.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. Temperature range 50 to 89. Couldn't quite crack 90, but we will tomorrow. And dinner was lamb chops and spinach. and carrots and onions and potatoes and mushrooms and other things.
Oh, you had the medley tonight, huh?
What's that?
You had the medley, a vegetable medley.
Yeah, I routinely every night I have mushrooms and onions, and the rest of it varies depending on what the meat is.
Okay, you're a shroom guy, huh?
Yeah. I don't think there's a contest this weekend, so I'll just take it easy.
Well, that's not a good idea. All right. Well, thanks for checking in here. We might have somebody else in this direction, so let me take a standby. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima was in here last night like a ton of bricks on 2 meters. How about it tonight, John? KD6 WVL Modesto, K6MYC.
KD6 WVL Modesto, 1179.
Yeah, I got your 1179, but boy, what a difference from last night to the night on the 2 bands. There must be something not working. Maybe you don't have the 432 antenna at the right height, or maybe it's pointed wrong. Or I think you are horizontal, right?
Roger.
Now, K6OJM in Modesto checked in earlier, and he was louder than you are off the back of the beam, over.
Here goes an Oakley.
What did he say, Ken?
Just using one HO loop.
He's only running one whole loop on this band, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Oh, well, that probably explains it. It could be stronger, but it's not bad. Okay, very good. Well, thanks anyway for your check-in here, John, and I wish it was stronger. You're just really strong on 2 meters now. So you've got that system working. Now we got to work on your 432. Hi. KD6WVL, Modesto, K6MYC. Good evening, John.
KD6WVL 73.
Okay, I moved the antenna a little bit. Ken is so strong I didn't move the antenna. Now I'm pointed more where I should be for you, and this should have brought me up quite a bit too. You're Q5 now, over.
Oh yeah, you came up really well.
Yeah, okay, very good. Who was the other comment? Okay, I hear you, Dane, and quite weak from you also. Where are you?
I'm home in Corswold, and I've been following you, and with the narrow beam width, you always seem to get me in the null.
Oh, that may be. I'm not pointed quite at Corswold. I'm pointed up the middle of the valley here, and you're kind of off to the east a little bit. Anyway, we've got you. Anything to report?
No, nothing new. I was looking at temperatures in Corswold, and it looks like our high today was someplace around 83, so it goes along somewhat with what you were saying, and we were down in Fresno.
I'm trying to get a peek on you here, and I'm not doing very good. What you were saying something about your temperature? Go ahead.
Temperature was 83 is our high for today, and that was someplace right around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we got you now. This is a big side lobe, but it's better. Anyway, we still got you on a side lobe, but it's much stronger now. Thank you. 83. I think we were a little hotter here. We probably put 90. It was about the same temperature today as it was yesterday for me, and I think we got close to 95. Anyway, it wasn't bad. I worked out up at the yard, up at the front of the yard, front of the driveway again for a couple of hours, and I got $2, 2 barrels of weeds out of that area. So I guess it was a mediocre effort, over.
Well, you know, anything's better than nothing. You just have to realize what kind of weeds were they, and he makes like salads out of them.
Salads. These are all dry weeds. There wasn't anything green in the butts.
Well, brown salads don't work well. Green salads, who knows?
I don't like straw salad.
Okay, well, you know, we leave that to the horses and cows.
There you go. All righty. I haven't heard Dan for a week or so. He's hiding out, I guess. But with Dan in here, we'd have everybody. And of course, I guess Dave hasn't checked in either. I'm worried about Dave. He wasn't feeling good the other day, and he's suffering with this lack of oxygen thing. So not a good situation. WB6JNP, I should say, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I saw Dan earlier today. He was out walking around, and you know, other than that, I haven't, well, like I said, I was in Fresno most of the afternoon, so who knows what Dan's up to.
Okay, well, he's got to have some time. We got another 10, 15 minutes here. I got to go up to Nevada and then come back to San Jose, so we'll have time if he wants to be in here. Very good. Thank you, Dane. Good evening. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Sunday night. WB6JNP, K6MYC. Anybody else in this direction?
See you then, Mike. I'll be there. WB6JNP.
73. Okay. Let's see if I can hear him. What's the heading here, Judy? What's my heading?
422.
322. Okay. This should be close to you, Darren. KJ6 KFB, KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, K6MYC, over.
He's not going to be around, Mike.
Oh, he isn't going to be around, okay. Well, we'll skip him, but we'll take you, Bill. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Good evening, Judy. Yeah, Darren, unless he pops up, but he told us last night, when I signed off with him last night, he's not going to be back for probably, well, if everything goes as planned, probably at least a week.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he told me that on one of his down fades, but he was pretty good last night. I don't remember having any great loss of signal from him, but maybe he forgot to mention it. Anyway, so we'll not worry about him for a week or so and wait till he gets back here. I could hear you this morning on 40, but you probably couldn't hear me with your noise, over.
Well, actually the band was quiet on my end, but if I heard anything at all, it was maybe 1 or 2 dBs above ESP. It was just, I could hear you better on my Magic 8 Ball than I could actually over the radio. It was just so horribly bad. Bob even at times would fade out. Dan on the ground antenna was coming in better than Bob was at times, and then he disappeared. Everybody disappeared, and so it wasn't too long after that I did as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I could hear you and I could hear Phil all the time, but the band was in and out, going up and down, and very poor signals. But there. And I never lost Dan up in Seattle area. He's near Redmond, but not too far from Seattle. And he was Q5, even on the mystery antenna, which is a piece of wire about 6 feet above the ground. So he does well, all things considered. And Bob was his normal 5.9 plus 10 or so. And we'll be back in there tomorrow for a few minutes anyway. Hopefully the band will have recovered. It looks good tonight. I'm looking at the band scope, and I got lots of signals. I don't know how strong they are, but there's certainly lots of signals in there. So maybe the band recovered it. You heard, over?
Well, I'm surprised you're seeing anything at all. I haven't tried it myself. I've been listening to FT8 signals on 6 meters, and consistently for the last 4 to 5 hours, northern Mexico and southwestern U.S. has just been, and a little bit out of British Columbia, has just been rock solid. But
at basically a geomagnetic storm, minor to minor storm level. So I don't expect it to be any better tomorrow at all. But good luck with it. If you can hear somebody, go for it.
Well, I always hear Bob. By the way, Mark and his wife Jessica stopped by. We had a nice 2-hour chat with him this morning through about noon. And they were just heading down. They're going to go a few more visits around the Friant and Fresno area and then head back to Modesto. They're probably back at Modesto now for an overnight and then heading back home. So they should be home maybe late Sunday sometime, I guess. Anyway, we had a good visit. And we're all gotten older and grayer, but other than that, we're okay. Over.
Oh, he's going to love the temperature then. Isn't he up in Idaho? Didn't he come down from Idaho?
Wow, you took a fade right in the middle of it, and I missed the comment about the temperature or something, Bill. Just one sentence.
Idaho.
Oh. Yeah, well, they came down from Idaho, and now they're heading back toward Idaho. They've been down all week, they left Sunday, I think, to come down. Over.
They're going to love the temperature that we're going to be having over the next 2 or 3 days, being over 100 degrees. They'll be glad to leave to go back home. Okay, anyway, John's out here waiting in the wind, so I'll get out of here. And hopefully we'll see you guys in the morning. 7-3s, and thanks to KO6KD Bozo 776. There we go. That's official.
Okay. And good evening to you, Bill. We'll see you in the morning. And I hear Dennis in there. Good evening, Dennis. What you got?
Good evening. Hello, Bill. Just Bozo 86 checking in. Just myself and I. That's about it.
Oh, you, yourself, and I. 86 and 86 plus 0.01 and 0.02 and 0.03, huh?
Yeah, something like that. Very pleasant evening to you. Hello, Judy, if you hear me down there. How you doing?
Well, I'm not hearing you very good, but Bill was very weak also, so I'm surprised 432 isn't better tonight.
Yeah, conditions are up and down a wee bit. You were very strong and it fades off, but no problem. I copy. Anyway, try to believe it, and hello to Judy, and hello to Bill, and whoever else. ISO.
And Judy says hi, and I moved the antenna back a little bit. I realized I was clear up at 330, and you're at about 326 here, so that might have helped a little bit. There's still lots of flutter in there. Band is very fluttery tonight, very unstable and fluttery. Pretty good signals overall for most part. Bill was the only one that didn't live up to good signals on 432 here. Some people have been quite strong. Anyway, 7-3, Dennis, and let me pick up John very quickly, and then we'll make a listen for KD6SW. If you can turn around, you might listen for KD6SW and give him a call. He said he would try to get contact with us tonight. So look toward Redding if you can turn around and give him a call, Dennis. Over.
I'm sorry, double. Who do you want me to call?
KD6SW, Rich in Redding.
Oh, okay. I can move the antennas up that way if you're going to call, and we'll see if you can hear me. I doubt it, but we'll try.
Okay, while you're rotating, I'll call John. KR6MR, John, go ahead. K6MYC.
Kilowatt 6, Whiskey India Sierra.
I got K6WIS. Good evening, Paul. And I didn't hear John, but maybe he's trying to climb the stairs here. Go ahead, make a transmission, Paul. Over.
Want to hear me? KR6MRs.
Oh, got both of them in there. I got Paul and you. Stand by, John. Go ahead, Paul.
Mike, K6MYC in the group. This is K6WIS. You're listening to good evening to Kenneth and Bill and on the U4 coming in
is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar. Over.
Okay, we peeked up on you a little bit. It's a little better copy now. K6WIS, and I guess you're hearing John and Bill in good shape there. Fine and dandy, and thanks for calling in. Well, they did not hear you. We did not hear you on the bounce path. Did you try on the bounce path?
Yes, I gave it a couple of tries, but that was also pretty poor. I was having a problem pointing the antenna in the right direction. It was working sometimes at 210 degrees and sometimes at 195. Over.
Yeah, I'll be darned. All over the place, huh? Weird. All right, well, anyway, we got you now. That's the main thing. Let me let you go, and thank you very much. We'll see you Sunday night, of course. And have a good weekend, and I guess it'll be quite a bit cooler up there in Placerville than it will be here. We're expecting 103 on Saturday. 7-3, Paul. Let me go to John, KR6MR. John, I may have gone past you, but let's hear you. I got you in here, but very weakly. KR6MR, K6MYC. Over.
Okay, K6MYC in the Bozo group. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Good evening, Mike, and good evening, Judy.
Yeah, good evening. Sounds like you're in a motorboat. It's just a horrible distortion from multipath. Over.
Yeah, same issue with this end. Pretty weak and unstable this evening.
Yeah, it seems to be. You sound like you're coming out of a shotgun there. A very odd sound. Anyway, pleased to hear you at least. And I got Dennis standing by, so Dennis is going to make a call toward Redding, and so I'm going to put you in the basket as a check-in, and we'll move on here and let Dennis call, see if we got Redding in here. KR6MR, you might have to tell Dennis to go ahead and transmit now. Over.
Roger. The signal came up, but that's okay. Okay, Dennis, if you copy, go ahead and try to get Redding. KR6MR. Same here. Go for it.
Somebody in there talking, but I don't hear Dennis very clearly. I don't know who's talking. Did he work? Did he manage to hook up with him, John?
He's working them now.
Okay, good. We'll put down 145. Thank you.
Roger, roger.
I heard some CW in there, Mike, KM6SR.
I heard some CW, too. I think that's Larry. I heard a 7. I didn't believe what I was hearing.
Okay, KR6MR relay for Dennis.
Go ahead.
He had negative contacts, over.
Oh, negative? He did not work him. Okay, I thought he heard him in there.
No, he was trying to work, but no contact.
Okay, well, we'll cross off 145 then. Thanks for the update. Thanks much. 73s, and I hear CW, so it's the Nevada boys calling. We'll go to Nevada. Here we go. Okay, Nevada. Was that you, N7 Whiskey Tango? Was that you, Larry?
Roger. Yeah, me and also Richard's in here also. K6NYC, November 7 Whiskey Tango, number 657. Over.
Yeah, we got your 657, Q5, not strong, but very readable and quite steady, not a lot of flutter or ripple. So pretty good signal. And thank you for being here on 432. You finally got the antennas pointed right. We got to cross off 145. He didn't make a contact there. So cross off 145. I haven't crossed it off mine yet. I can't see it. All right, very good, Larry. Back to you. and then we'll pick up Richard, and I think I'll hear Daniel also. I think Daniel will have an antenna up tonight, but I'm not sure.
And 6 Papa Echo is here too.
Okay, N6 Papa, W6PE, W6PE 620. Thank you. Stand by, Mike. Go ahead, Larry, and then shoot over to Richard. Over.
Okay, yeah, you're good 5 and 9 tonight with the
803 course goal.
And Richard is in there also. So over to you, Richard. Give him a call. N7WC.
Roger, got your 249, Richard. Pretty good signal, very steady. We could probably work you on sideband, but it would be marginal. You'd be 5 and 1 or so on sideband. Good CW signal. Thank you. Thank you, Richard. KD6 Sugar Whiskey. No, KD6BQ. KD6BQ. K6MYC. Over. Roger, thank you. 7-3. And I'll stand by and see if I can hear Daniel in here. Okay, I got 272, and I moved the antenna more your way, and you went down, so I'll take your 272, Daniel, but it's not strong at the moment. KE7UQL, K6MYC, 272. Okay, now I think Richard said, and I think Larry said it also, I think Eric's back tonight. I think Eric is back for this 432 thing. So let me come back a little bit for him and see if I can get N7 Victor Alpha Zulu in here. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu. N7VAZ. Any copy tonight, Eric? N7 Victor Alpha Zulu in Reno, K6MYC. Over. No, okay, got your no. He must not be back tonight. Thank you, Richard.
I did hear Dan in there, 803, Mike.
I got Dan also. We got him. I didn't recognize him. Dan, we got you. Pretty busy here. We'll pick you up and Oakhurst at the same time here in just a minute, Dan. Stand by. Okay, I think we got everybody up there. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and we'll go back and talk to the locals, which also come in this heading. So thanks much, guys. KD6BQ, N7 Whiskey Tango, KE7UQL, back to the Three Musketeers, K6MYC. Good night, guys.
7-3,
Okay, now, Dan, let me take one from you. You probably want to go in and out quickly again. KM6HK, K6MYC. Good evening.
Okay, good evening. 803. Yeah, the band's terrible for me here tonight, so I'll just turn it back to you.
Oh, you're loud here.
Really?
Yeah, you're super loud compared to what I'm working.
Well, we've got a strong beam up to Nevada, and that's where I get you. Okay, very good.
Anyway, thanks for checking in. Did Dane call you?
No, I saw him earlier today, though.
Okay, well, I talked about you, and he said he saw you earlier, and I said, well, we need to get Dan in here. We only need one more check-in, but I haven't heard from Dave for a couple of days. I'm hoping that Dave is not too sick. He's not doing well with his breathing, as you probably know. Anyway, we got everybody else in Oakhurst, in Course Gold, except for Frank. W6BBS. He should be back next week. He's getting over some very, very heavy-duty tooth and mouth repair. Over.
Well, I don't envy that. That doesn't sound like fun at all. Okay, well, I'll let you listen into Nevada. Maybe you'll pick up a couple more.
No, we got everybody in Nevada. We're going to get the other guy isn't in town tonight. That's what we hear. So we're done with that, and we got nothing from Redding. Even though Dennis could have heard him had he been there, so I don't know what happened to Redding. Anyway.
Yes, I'm in Course Gold, Mike.
Yeah. What's that about course gold, Dane?
Oh, I said you're up to over S9.
Oh yeah, well I'm pointed right at you now. Let's get Oakhurst in here. W6 Papa Echo, K6MYC. Go ahead, Mike.
Good evening, Mike, and good to hear you on here. Yeah, I had a bunch of errands to run in Fresno today. The wife had some doctor's appointments, and I needed to pick up a bunch of stuff at Home Depot. We got some outside painting to do. The painter's going to be coming by next week, so I was getting all the paint and stuff that he's going to need to do that job, and so I'm looking forward to seeing the job done and not having to do it myself. So anyway, yeah, Kane came back and laid down and took a nap, and I think I woke up about 10-15 minutes ago. I didn't realize I'd fallen asleep and realized, hey, I may be just in time to get on for 4:32, and you'll be pointed my direction. And sure enough, Kane came in here. You were already at trying to get ready, and so I thought, good timing today. Anyway, yeah, you're really booming in here, Mike. So sounding good. W6BE.
Okay, thank you, Mike, and okay on your travels today into the Fresno area and picking up things and doctor's appointments. We'll be doing that next week for one day at least. I don't look forward to that sometimes. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. This time I'll be getting my old hearing aids back repaired and hopefully get back to normal here with my hearing. Thanks for checking in, Mike. We'll see you. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you all Sunday night there. W6PE at WB6JNP, KM6HK, and the rest of the Course Gold and Oakhurst group, K6MYC, now going toward the Bay Area again. 7-3, Richard. Did. Okay, let's try the Bay Area. Bay Area, wake signal, no, not wake signal net. Yes, it's a Bozo wake signal net. 432 wake signal net. K6MYC beaming the Bay Area, looking for late checks and mist. Looking for late checks and mist in the Bay Area. WB6WNI and others, K6MYC.
Here he is, WB6WNI, 1090, but I'm turning it back to you to see if you copied me at all. K6KLY.
I hear you, and I hear Russ also. I got everybody in here. K6KLY. Let me get you written in here. And I should say, I shouldn't put that down. I should put 111 and 1090. There you go. Okay, I got everybody in here. Good to hear you, Gary. Not a bad signal. You're Q5. Russ is very weak, so maybe he's just running barefoot. I'll be up your way in a minute, Russ. Two of them here. 111 and 1090. Over to you, Gary. WB6WNI with K6KLY on the side, K6MYC.
Yes, K6MYC, WB6WNI, 1090. Normally I hear Russ. I do not hear him tonight. I don't know if he's copying me. But I won't hold it too long. But next Sunday when we're on 2 meters, and hopefully propagation is the word I want. A little bit better, but did you notice that on 6 meters on Monday when I called you at the last second, the signal was a little bit better? So we can discuss that on 2 meters. The game is done. Back to you, Mike. K6MYC, baby, 679.
Yeah, did I respond to your call?
You did. Actually, you told me you were going to 220. So, and you said you heard me just fine. So, next Monday we'll give it a real test. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, good. I was distracted there with the 220 thing that I wanted to run with Bill. But good deal on hearing you on 6. It didn't register at the time that was our first half-decent contact on 6 meters, Gary. Anyway, congratulations, and that's obviously up and working reasonably well anyway. And we'll check it again on Monday. Thank you, Gary, and let me shoot it over to Russ, and maybe Russ can figure out why he's down in the mud here. WB6WNI for your final, and then over to Russ. If he's hearing it, Russ, pick it up, K6MYC. Okay, 7-3, Gary. K6KLY, go ahead, Russ.
Okay, just checking in. The antenna's not all the way up. I've been working on the antenna today, and I got a shipment from Robert today. Came in just fine, so I got a lot of work on my hands with antennas. All right, check me in there, Mike, K6KLY.
Roger, will do. We got you checked in, and you came up quite a ways. I might have had the antenna a little bit too far north for you. Very good, and okay on the shipment, getting there all okay. I'll talk to Robert in the morning, and I'll mention that your stuff got there in good shape. Thanks, Russ. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area, and then we'll call it a night here. K6KLY for your final, K6MYC.
All right, I'm not hearing anybody else there, Mike, 7-3.
We're missing WB6JNN. But sometimes he doesn't check in on 432. And I don't hear him now either. Okay, late checks and missed. One more time. Bay Area, K6MYC. Nothing heard. Let's see. Judy must have a pretty good count. What do you think, Judy? We got 27, Rob.
27. I got 28. Did she include you?
Okay. If you put me in there, then we got 28. So we're the same. Good deal.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, you mentioned Robert. I just remembered I called him 2 days ago, and I called after 4. I didn't realize they went home before 4. So he was supposed to call me today, and I didn't hear from him. So I need to give him a call again about those antennas.
Oh, he's been talking to me about it. I think he was waiting to talk to Matt. Matt was here all day, so we didn't get a chance to talk to Matt. He's going to give you a little discount. He's going to make a couple of different deals to you. Four antenna sale and a power divider, because you need a 4-port for your system. And then cables if you want to add them, but you can make your own cables if you want. And then a single antenna price as well. So Robert will make you a little bit of a discount there. We talked about it. There's an issue with the mounting of the antenna, but I think we can resolve it. It mounts okay on a vertical mast. There seems to be some problem with what we've done mounting on a horizontal crossboom, like for satellite stuff, but I don't think you're going to do that anyway. So vertical mast mounting is okay. So there you go. And we have 2 in stock, and we're going to probably build more, but we're going to see if we can resolve this. We have this little mounting issue on the back, and I haven't got it clear in my head. But as soon as that's done, we'll probably make another run of them. So won't be very long before we could supply all 4 of the ones that, if Marcus wants to get some as well. So there you are, over.
Okay, that sounds good, Mike. I was thinking of probably putting them all vertically, not spreading them out sideways, because I don't want to narrow the beam that much. Over.
No, that's a good idea. I'm doing the same here. Okay, I think we're done. I'm going to get out of here. Judy and I had a funny day, a strange day. We had Mark here, my neighbor, that used to live across the street from me in Friant. They were here for an hour or 2. We had a nice chat with he and Jessica. He's the one that's living up in Idaho now. His new call is Alpha India, Montana. Yeah, I'm sorry, Helena, Montana, or near there. AI7D, but his old call was, I've forgotten what his old call is. You probably didn't know him anyway. Anyway, he's been up there for a few years, and he moved out of Bryant some time ago, moved over to Monterey, and then moved up to Montana, which he really likes because he's a cold weather guy.
Okay, yeah, I think I met him once when Matt was still at the house there before he moved out.
That's possibly true. Okay, well, 73, you Aaron in the background there. You don't have to come to the mic if it's not convenient. What'd you say, Judy?
What is Mike, Matt?
Where's Matt?
Mark called now, and he's Bozo.
He doesn't have a Bozo number.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you are. 7-3, Rob, and we'll see you. Hopefully your throat doesn't sound any better, but it doesn't sound any worse either. Maybe you're getting through it. You're fighting it. You're fighting it. You're fighting it. We'll see you Sunday night, if not sooner here. KR6, KM6SRR, K6MYC in the group.
Okay, yeah, Mike. Yeah, this morning it was pretty bad. Candy said the third day she got the worst on it. I was getting bad, so I took a COVID test and came out negative. So it's just some kind of a sore throat and coughing deal, kind of like what Aaron had. I already had it last year. I thought I wouldn't get it again, but who knows? Anyway, 73, you and Judy, K6MYC, KM6SRR.
I was waiting for Aaron to pop me out again, but he's probably reading stories to the girls there. All right. Good evening to you. This is K6MYC in Delta Mike 07 and the 432 Bozo Net, shutting her down for the evening. Good night, all.
Good night, Mike. Good night, Judy. And all the kids are in bed. K6 USY.
Good night, she says.